What's going on, team? It's Caddy with Money Investing. I hope that you all are having an amazing day. So in this video, we're going to do a technical analysis on the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq index, ticker symbol SPX and IXIC. And today's video is going to be really short, concise, and to the point. There's not a lot to cover. So this right here are going to be SPY holdings. Again, the markets are just continuing on this bullish momentum. So S&P up a little bit over 64 basis points, closing in on 33.27. The next resistance we have already identified at 33.36. So the high for today was 33.30, so right around that level. And this right here is going to be the candle from today. So you guys can see how yesterday was a really bullish day. We were up close to 36 basis points. And today, not only did we gap up, but we also continue on that momentum, which we will go over on the 1 hour and the 5-minute chart. So this right here is going to be the next resistance, which is coming from back on January 21st. So you guys can see that we hit that level and then we had a pullback all the way down to 3,200. And that was a drop of over 3.5%. So that was a really strong rejection. And to be honest, this right here is also a drop, a minor pullback when we were just becoming aware of the global pandemic and virus. So you can see how we did pull back all the way down here. We hit an all-time high before the start of this huge drop all the way as low as S&P trading at 2,200 levels. And this was a drop of over, I think, 36 to 40%. Or 33%. And then moving forward, you guys can see that we have just made a significant recovery all the way trading to now 33.27. So the next resistance, again, we're going to have to watch 33.36 very, very closely. Yesterday, I also switched this previous resistance at 32.80 to 32.90 level as now starting to act as a really strong support. And we switched that to a more near-term bull camp, which is what this green rectangle represents. So I'm going to go ahead and change this price label to green as well, kind of going over, just a visual representation of what levels we're watching as support and what levels we're watching as resistance. At the rate at which we're going, I don't think we're gonna get rejected. We're just gonna break out and then gonna retest all-time highs, which are only about 1.84% away. That is absolutely crazy to think about, that the S&P 500 is almost near all-time highs. The Nasdaq, though, closing in almost at 11,000, pushing higher, and it was up a little bit over 0.5%, closed at 10,998, but it touched as high as 11,002. And you guys will notice that again we break out of this resistance at 10,840, which was recognized from my previous market updates, which was kind of like a double top for Nasdaq going back as far as July 13th, and then again more recently on July 21st when we hit that level and the Nasdaq pulled back close to over 5%, trading as low as 10,200. So we finally broke out of that level, and then this right here was started to act as a really strong support, because this previous resistance has now become a really validated support for the Nasdaq and for the S&P 500, right? So the 32.80 to 32.90 level is now acting as a really strong support for the S&P, and the Nasdaq is just now on a complete full-blown breakout and is just pushing higher and higher every single day. So if you were to kind of pull back, right now we're on the daily chart, so if you go over a little bit further back, you guys will kind of notice that this right here is the range or the trend channel within which the Nasdaq is trading, and it has been trading in between this channel and has been validated the tops and the bottoms very, very nicely. So you can see going back as far as April, you can see that we pushed up, pulled back, pushed up, pulled back, pushed up all the way to 10,000, pulled back down to 9,300, pushed up again, pulled back to this higher low, and then pushed up all the way to 10,765. Pulled back down to 10,200, pushed up, created a double top right here, pulled back down to this ascending low, so kind of like this trend channel, and now we're just pushing up. So there's upside. If you were to kind of look at the higher high, where that falls next, that's going to be close to 11,300. So another 300 point push for the Nasdaq, which is going to represent an upside of close to 3.5%. Again, I mentioned that Nasdaq has never been in this price range, so it has to develop for us to get a really good understanding on where the next resistance is going to be, because as soon as Nasdaq hits that resistance, we could potentially see a minor pullback or a good dip buying opportunity for a lot of tech stocks. But that being said, based on the momentum, based on how aggressively it's been pushing higher, the next resistance I personally see from this trend channel is going to be kind of like here at 11,300, right around that level, which represents an upside of close to 3.5%. And when it does retest that level, then there's going to be two supports for us to watch. The first one is going to be this right here, which is at the 10,800 level, which was previously acting as some type of resistance and is now validating as really strong support. So if I were to extend this green rectangle, you guys can see that if we do pull back, that is going to be the next support I'm going to be personally watching very closely. But if we do break below this green channel, if we do break below this 10,800 support, then the next support I'm going to be watching is going to be right here, which kind of falls at this higher low, right? So we have validated this higher low here, we have validated this higher low here, we have validated this higher low here as well, going back as far as June 15. So we've just been bouncing off of these levels, so that potentially could be the next support for us to watch if Nasdaq continues to trade in between this channel. So I wanted to quickly go over the 1 hour chart for the S&P 500 to highlight something that is really important for us to keep a close eye on, and that is going to be the next resistance and whether we are going to see some type of rejection at 33.36 or if you're going to break out of that level. So coming in from yesterday and the previous day, so this right here is going to be August 3rd and this right here is going to be August 4th. And you guys will notice that the last 2 days we have found a really strong support at this level, right? So this previous resistance, which we were getting rejected at, as soon as we broke out of that level, started to act as a really strong support for us. So in the last couple days, we haven't essentially broken below that level for the S&P 500, which sits at 3280 to 3290 level between these two ranges, right? So between the green rectangle. Now, in terms of the resistance, I do want to point out that this right here is going to be all of today's trading session, right? So we open and we hit a high of 33.30, so this is what this represents. Then we kind of pull back, we push up, and then we consolidate sideways. So the only reason why I bring that up is because if you were to kind of look at the bodies of all these candles, we are right at the 33.28 to 33.30 level. So that right there seems to me as some type of consolidation and a little bit of a rejection from the 33.30 level just based on the price action. Another thing to point is that it was kind of like making this higher lows on the 1 hour chart. If you were to look at the 5-minute candles, you'll kind of notice exactly what I am talking about. So you'll see that it wasn't going as low as it did the previous time. So this right here is where we open, we push up, get rejected, pull back, so we're making a higher low, and then we push up again. This right here is going to be kind of like a horizontal support at this 33.18 or 33.20 level. So just to keep in mind that there is some type of consolidation right now. So if we do break out with some heavy volume, then we can see a break over 33.36 and this bear camp, which is sitting here from back in January. But if we do see some type of a rejection, then I would personally see if we do break below the 33.18 or the low for today, 33.17, and then come retest 32.90, which is going to be right here, which could potentially again start acting as a really strong support as it has done the past couple days. So that right there was my quick technical breakdown on both the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. I wanted to keep it really short, concise, and to the point. If you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to drop a like. It really helps out with the channel. Also subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future market updates and videos related to investing and technical breakdowns. Across the board, you guys will notice that SPY holdings were just on a tear. American Airlines going up almost 10%. Disney up over 8% on strong earnings. Even though they missed expectations when it came down to the revenue, they reported that they're now well over 100 million paid subscribers and they will be launching their new streaming service. So that's obviously going to be additional revenue for the company, even though their theme parks are still under lockdowns. Boeing up over 5.5%, MasterCard and Visa, they were both kicking up over 1.5 to 2%, MasterCard up over 4%, Nike, GE up over 3.5 to 4%, 3M, again, one of the companies in industrial sectors, up over 2.74%, Zoom, Caterpillar, Amazon, Illumina, Twitter, UNH, all the companies just pushing aggressively higher, driving the S&P, driving the Nasdaq to near all-time highs. So again, if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to drop a like. As always, happy investing, and I will see you guys in the next video.